It's your man Rocstar P, aka Rocky Luciano, aka Rocky Luther King Jr., aka I ain't even going out, but I'm still on the guest list. And right now, you are tuned into Untold, one of the hottest interview platforms out in the streets. And you know why? Because I'm on it. You dig?
Got my man Rocstar P
In the building. Yeah, man.
P, you gotta look this way.
I'm sorry. I was trying to give the illusion. You know what I'm saying? But what it look like? What you good brother?
I'm good, man. Welcome to the Untold interview, bro.
Nah, I appreciate y'all having me up here because I seen y'all been working. I've been seeing different interviews floating every day, every other day. So I'm happy to be up here, man.
We trying, man. So look, man, for those that don't know, who Rocstar P is. Who is Rocstar P?
All right, well, first and foremost, like you said, I go by the name Rocstar P, aka Rocky Luciano, aka Rocky Luther King Jr., aka I ain't even going out, but I'm still on the guest list. I gotta get it. I gotta do my tag, but I'm an entrepreneur from Philadelphia. I'm an on-air personality. A lot of people may know me from Urban Xpressions. Urban Xpressions it's a 3-time Billboard winning TV show for people that don't know. It held you down in Philly if you ain't had no cable. Every Philly artist probably got their first start or their first time on TV because of Urban Xpression. So, that's the show that I'm from, and that's what most people know me from.
Now, Urban Xpression was on, stop me if I'm wrong, Channel 48.
Yes, sir.
I used to run to the TV because what was it, Saturdays or Sundays?
Saturdays.
I used to run to the TV because we ain't had no cable.
Right.
So at that time, Bone Thugs and Harmony was my favorite rappers.
Right.
And y'all was showing the music video for it.
Right.
And we ain't had no YouTube and none of that stuff where I could just go and watch it.
Yeah, it wasn't on YouTube, so you had to. Urban Xpression is like really held it. Like you said, like people made a day out of it. They made a time out of it. Like 11 o'clock, you made sure you was in the crib to go watch that. Like I remember going to school on Mondays and people talking about, oh yeah, you seen Keith from Up the Block and this, that, and the third. So yeah, before I got on the show, I was just a regular fan too, just like everybody else.
Now, what made you get on the show?
One night I was just watching the show and they were looking for interns, and I was calling the number. They had a number that you had to call. They would not answer the phone. Nobody would never answer. I call. No matter what time I called, they ain't answer. But my man DJ Young Legend, he got through. He called, he got through, and he set up an appointment to go meet up with them or whatever. And I just slid with him. So when I slid with him, we went to the first joint, and we started off as interns. I brought Urban Expressions into the internet wave. This before the internet was like a thing. So I told them like, yeah, we need to start the process of getting on the internet. So I built them their first website. There was the Club UX website. This is when Urban Expressions had the club. Okay, that's where we first met that's where the meeting was at the club. And we did the website thing. I did that. I was the person who brought UX to that, and we started from there.
Now, you said DJ Young Legend?
Yes.
Shouts to DJ Young
That's
Legend. He's supposed to get on the show.
Day one. That's my guy. We're gonna get him up here.
Yeah. Shouts to Young Legend, man. So all right. What part of Philadelphia are you from?
I'm from Uptown.
Uptown. Now, okay. Now listen. We're part of Uptown that we could consider Uptown. What part are you from?
East Oakland.
What? All right. What side?
He said, "What side?" Oh no, I'm not on that side. I'm on the actual like.
Okay.
If I walk across the street, I'm in West Oakland.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not on the big house side. I'm not on that side.
All right. So you from Uptown, man. So what was your upbringing? Did you come up in a single parent household?
No, I actually had both of my parents.
Okay.
Which was actually funny growing up because I didn't know when you were young. I didn't know how much that wasn't a thing, having both of your parents in the house, because my dad used to come up to the school if I get in trouble or if he was picking me up, and people like used to be like, really like, man, you know your pop, like real shit, and I was confused about that, like, yeah, you don't know your pop, like, you know what I'm saying? So that was a little different. Then I got a little older and realized how stuff kind of goes on, you know what I mean? But yeah, I had both of my mom and dad, and that was kind of odd for people. So yeah.
Man, so what school did you go to?
You talking about for high school?
Middle and high school.
I went to Wagner. I loved Wagner. That was probably the only time I loved going to school was when I went to Wagner.
Because I went to Ada Lewis.
And the funny thing is, I was about to tell you went to Ada Lewis before you said that.
How you know?
Because as soon as you said, to Wagner, it sounds like, oh, you must have went to Ada Lewis.
So listen, with Wagner, y'all had the girls.
Yeah, we definitely had the girls.
Y'all was the fly dudes. Y'all was the fly dudes over in Wagner, but y'all had the girls.
We definitely had the girls.
We used to go over there just to rap to the girls, because y'all, I mean, it was, I really didn't see, any bad looking girls there.
We got the girls when, you don't notice how weird it is until you get older. We had the girls that, we're in middle school, but these chicks is getting picked up by niggas, you know what I mean? In cars already, the 18, 19-year-olds, like, you know what I mean? That's because we had the bad chicks in our school.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's just to let you know, like, yeah, they was around. Uptown is known for girls, period.
Yeah, definitely, man. So, being uptown, how did you like navigate, through the eras of the DVD rapping, the pull up on you when you rapping and things like that?
Oh man, well, first and foremost, not really just Uptown, Urban Expressions itself kind of groomed me for that situation, like during the DVD era, because I learned how to do things basically with no budget,
right?
Just by myself, one man band, like, you know what I mean? I learned everything from my Urban Expressions experience. So that DVD era, when I was putting out my own DVDs, I was on it. Like I was already equipped to know I got to jump up at any moment. Cause when I was doing DVDs, it ain't no let me set up a time. We're going to set this up on Tuesday. We're going to do, nah, it was right then and there. My best content that I got from my DVDs that I was putting out was always right then and there situations. Like, yo, can you be here in an hour? Yo, can you meet me at such and such? Like, it was always those type of situations. So Urban Expressions kind of is the ones who kind of molded me for that kind of DVD era.
Now that you were in Urban Expression, right? Did you have to go through a certain proving grounds type of thing?
Yeah, absolutely. Because when I first started, I was bad because like I told you, I started off as an intern, so I didn't really start doing TV. They put me in front of the camera a couple times and I was bad at it, but I was just hyped, you know what I mean? I get to go to school and people, oh yeah, I just seen you, da-da-da-da-da. But my biggest thing was the lisp. I still got it to this day, but when I was younger, it was like horrible.
I ain't see it on TV.
Man, my lisp was horrible. That's because I had to work at it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And I remember I started like young.
Wage.
Was it 15, I think?
Oh, you was young.
Yeah, I was like 14, 15. And Keith from up the block used to like, yo, pronunciate your words. You gotta pronunciate your words. And nothing teaches you better than watching yourself back on camera. Cause I would watch myself on TV and be cringing like, oh my God. Ugh. And so that kind of like helped me get a little bit better with the situation.
Now, at the age of 15, you being on Urban Expression, you still in school.
Right.
How did that work out for you like that? It was a little fame. You were a little famous.
That's the thing. In that particular time, it wasn't even like a little famous. Like it was.
Cause we ain't had social media.
Yeah, it was big. You know what I'm saying? Like it was like running. Like I used to be going to schools, running away. Security gotta come, put us in classrooms, get the kids back. Like it was that deep. Like it was that deep. I remember one time I remember one time that I was with my mom and my pop. We went to the Crab Shack.
Okay.
That's the one that's around the corner, right?
Around the corner.
Yeah, we went to the Crab Shack, and my mom and my dad went in there first, and they was taking. I was in the car. They was taking a while, so I just went in after them. So I go in. They already at the counter or whatever, getting the stuff. I come in. The girl behind the counter, she starts shaking and she starts crying. And then the other lady that was in the back was like, oh, she's like, it was something wrong. Like, oh, what's going on? What's going on? So she goes to the girl, like, what's going on? She was like, oh my God, it's him. It's him. So they turn around. My mom and my dad turn around. My pop saying that it was me, that she was crying over, and said, oh, hell no. So that was the moment when they figured out, my mom and dad figured like, oh, this ain't like no hobby shit. Like, he really outside. Like, really, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah. So dealing with that while I was in high school, that was crazy. I wouldn't trade that experience for anything.
Now, at that age, did you have a girlfriend at that time?
I wouldn't say no. I ain't had nothing sturdy. Like, I ain't really had my first real girlfriend till like I was probably like 18, probably.
Okay.
Because I wasn't worrying about no girlfriend at no 16, 17. Like, I was outside.
You was actually getting the Bow Wow effect.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, I was young. I mean, it was time. Like, I was doing school shows. I was doing like school tours, and I'm their age. So then when they see me, it's like, oh my, I want him. Like, you know what I mean? They get to go to school with me. They see me, like, I'm on the bus with them. So it was different. So I'm just constantly, I'm getting numbers to me all the time. Like, I wasn't looking for no girlfriend when I was that age.
So you on Urban Xpression. What were some of the most epic interviews that you done?
The most epic. The most epic one, I don't say epic. It's two of them that I got the most phone calls about, and they were actually local. It's an interview I did with PD Crack.
Okay,
that was actually for my DVD. It wasn't for Urban Xpressions. I got a lot of calls about that. Like, oh damn, that was good. I ain't know that. You know, there's a lot of things I didn't know that, you know what I'm saying? Like, you really went in. It was that interview. It was an interview I did with Enes. That was real. He was answering questions that he never answered before at that particular time. And it was that. It was, oh man, this is probably a few. One for Urban Xpressions, though. Well, for me, probably MC Light, because that was my first. That was my first, like, real celebrity interview.
Right.
And like A-list celebrity, and I did it. And when she found out that it was my first interview, she was like, "Yo, like, for real, like, that was dope. Like, yo, you killed it." Like, she was really hyping me up, and that particular day, that particular interview kind of helped mold me into the personality that I became, because after MC Light gave me those props, I had all the confidence in the world after that. So I was good. So probably that interview was probably the most epic for me.
You ever felt pressure, you know, at that age of, you know, being on TV and having all that attention?
Not really. The pressure didn't come until I started doing my own thing.
Okay.
Yeah, that's when the pressure really came. I ain't really had pressure like this doing the show. Now
that was when you started doing the DVD thing.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's a DVD. Well, that's the thing. I was doing, like, I was probably, like, we was like the first people to do school tours. Like, we was going to the schools, bringing celebrities. I used to bring Young Steph, B5, Golden Girl, Pioneer 9, bringing them to the schools. But these are things I did myself. Like, I used to go to the schools with proposals and selling tickets and doing all of that.
And what age was this?
As a teenager. I was doing this like at 16.
Wait a minute, you was writing your own proposals?
Yeah. Actually, this is even crazier. When I was going to King, When I was going to King.
Wait. Hold up. You're not gonna let that fly out my head. I went to King too. What floor was you was in business or you was on the first floor?
No, I didn't go to King my whole 4 years.
Okay, neither did I.
Yeah. So, what you mean? I didn't know it with my floors.
So you know how you walk in? Remember the big NTA guy, light skinned dude?
Yeah.
He was there when you was there.
Big you talking about he used to have always used to wear the black
right. So the first floor is, I believe it's creative something, and then the basement is like for law and business.
I used to be on all the floors though. That's the thing. That's why I can't really answer you. I'm trying to remember, but I was like, I was on all the floors.
Well, where was your homeroom?
The homeroom was in the basement.
In the basement. Yeah. Okay, so you was in business. Okay.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, the home was in the basement.
Yeah, all right.
That I remember.
All right, so you was you went to King. Mm-hmm. Okay, all right, continue.
All right, so I was going to King. Not the principal, the assistant principal. I'm so mad I forgot his name because that was my man. Black guy. Damn, what's his name? Anyway, it'll come to me. He found out who I was. He seen me walking in the hall one day, just randomly, and was like, "Yeah, come here for a second." And he started asking me like, "Yeah, I heard that you do the show and because I actually just did a show at Ada Lewis. And they found out that when I did the show at Ada Lewis, they found out that I went to King at that time. So they told King that one of your students is here and they doing a show here. So they found out about it. So the principal, he's not the principal, he's like the assistant principal. He found out, he seen me. He called me over. We talked about it a little bit. And he asked me, he was like, "Yeah, so how much would it cost for you to do that here?" I gave him a number. He ain't give me that number. But he gave me a good enough number so I could get the show.
Right, now, it's been years, P. Now, what was that number?
It's been years. It was about $1,500 at the time.
$1,500 at the age 15?
Yeah.
Back then was a lot of money.
It was a lot of money, but you gotta remember, I had to pay people too.
Right. Okay,
it wasn't all money going into my pocket.
Got you.
So, but I kind of needed more than that. But since it was my school, people and it was some people that just got to do it for free. And I'm like, just do it for the shrimp for me, please. This is my school. I go here. So, they did it. So this is when I brung B5 back from Bad Boy. You know Bad Boy. They were brothers. They light skinned. It was 5 of them. They sung that song. They did the Jackson 5 song. All I do is think of you.
Oh, you think about
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, B5. I brung them. They was hot at the time. They came through. And so it was kind of dope putting on a show for a school that I actually went to. So when I'm on stage, I know girls is looking like, "Yo, I know him. That's the kid." So the show was over. All types of girls coming up, putting numbers in my pocket, handing me numbers. This is before the phone thing, so people had to actually write the numbers down. So they just handing me numbers. I don't know who numbers I'm getting. I'm young at the time, so I'm just calling back these numbers, trying to remember. Like, I think this paper was the John with the I think this one was this, and I'm calling these numbers. So one time, I called one of the numbers. I thought it was somebody else. I thought it was another girl that gave me her number. It was one that I was really on. I'm like, "Oh yeah, I want to call her." I called the number. It wasn't her. I told her, I'm like, "Yeah, come meet." I told her, I'm like, "Yeah, come meet me at the crib. Meet me at such and such." I go to the place where we supposed to meet. I see this girl coming from around the corner. I mean, no disrespect. She was very cute, very beautiful, but big girl. She was cool and all. Hold on. That's like not the girl that,
You ain't like big girls back then?
That girl, I mean, they fine, but that's not the particular girl that I was thinking that she was coming over. So when she came, I'm like, who that? You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. It was a mess. My teenage life with the girls back then was a mess. Like, it was crazy.
Now you are one of the guys that in a city when people are doing big events, they call you. Mm-hmm. You kind of like the face of that. Mm-hmm. Have it ever became a time in your journey where it became overwhelming?
No, because it was a point to where those big events that I'm doing now, it was a point to where I wasn't. They wouldn't let me do it. They didn't trust me doing it. Like, I hosted the Philly Hip Hop Awards like 4 times, but there was a point at one time where they were like, ha ha ha, you want to host it? Ha ha ha, yeah, ha ha ha, like kind of laughing it off, like I couldn't do the job. And then I got my opportunity. My first opportunity, shout out to Jimmy the Saint. He let me host, I forgot what event it was, but it was at the TLA. I hosted it and I killed it. And after that, I was just hosting all types of events after that. All of the bigger shows that I probably couldn't get a couple years ago. After I did that TLA, John, it was a wrap.
Now you're seeing you did one when Cheltenham was up, Cheltenham Mall. Mm-hmm. It was Gil, I think Bump J was there. Mm-hmm. Was that after the? That
was Urban Expressions.
Okay.
That was UX Live. That was a new format that we were trying out. This was after Urban Expressions left 48. We were on, I think, Telemundo at that. Yeah, we were on Telemundo. We was the only English show on the Spanish station, but Telemundo's all over the place. So it was a big move for us. So we was on Telemundo. And this is when I kind of stepped into the front of the, I was like the main host on the show. So we tried it out. We tried out UX Live. It was just a random idea that me and Shelly Shell just came up with. And I was like, yo, I think we can do it. So we came together, did the proposals, did the this, did the that, had the meeting with Cheltenham, set that up. And then they said, yeah. And I called up everybody, called up Bump J, called up Gilly, Diamond Cuts. I called up everybody. They all came, and it was a super dope experience. I would love to do something like that again. It was crazy doing a show in the middle of Cheltenham Mall, knowing the significance of growing up in Uptown, knowing the significance of Cheltenham Mall, and you're there doing the show. Everybody's there, watching you put on a production that you just did with your homegirl real quick off of a quick idea. And we did it about 3 times too. And it was successful every time. It was dope.
And let me ask you something. Let me tell you something. The only thing that was annoying with Urban Xpression is that Put Your Lighters Up anthem that y'all did. Mm-hmm. I liked the first 2 times.
I'm gonna tell you where that came from. I'm gonna tell you exactly where that came from. That's the Little Kim song. Right? That came from when Little Kim was locked up here in Philly. Remember when she did her bid, she was locked up here. She did the year and the day here in Philly. And one day, randomly, we got a call from Little Kim's management. They called Shelly and they was like, yo, we're just calling to let you know that Little Kim is watching. She's watching the show. She appreciates the love that y'all giving her. They and she just want us to call you to let you know that, she's noticed and she appreciates it. After the Little Kim thing, that's when we kind of went Little Kim crazy. You know what I'm saying?
A little too much.
Yeah, I'm saying?
Too much.
That's when we did the theme and all of that. And then, so when the day that Little Kim came out the prison, everybody was there. The Channel 610, the Source magazines, all the hip hop magazines, everybody was out there, and she ignored everybody. She just walked past everybody because she was just trying to hurry up and just get to the car. Urban Expressions was the only people she stopped for.
That's dope.
The only people. She said, Urban Expressions, and had everybody out there, all the mainstream media, like, who the F is these dudes? Like, who them. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that's where that relationship with Little Kim came from.
Okay, now that clears up the airwaves. So, okay, all right, I'm good now.
Yeah.
But y'all just overdosed it a
He
little
said
bit.
we overdosed it. I feel you.
So on Urban Expression, man, who came up with the skits?
Keith.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, was it a drawn out process of doing it, like far as rehearsing and things like that?
No, it was always improv. Okay. Everything is always improv. And it was fun. So it was never really a drawn out situation. Everything was always fun. You know, I'm doing TV at 15. Nothing is never drawn out at 15.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
So the big question is, when did Urban Expression get off air?
Permanently, it was we went off air twice because we were on Channel 48, and then Channel 48 got bought out. Channel 48 got bought out by a Christian company, and it turned into like a church station. They got bought out. And then Urban Expressions was in limbo. We didn't have a home, and that's where the Telemundo thing came from. And then after Telemundo, we where did we go? I think we went to Roku. And then after that, it kind of fizzled out.
Now Roku, it just came out fairly new.
Roku been out for a while. That's the thing. It just wasn't popular as it is now. So if we would have made that move now with Roku, because before when we was like, yo, we on Roku, people were like, what the fuck, what's Roku? You know what I'm saying? But it was out at the time though. It just wasn't as popular. So now when you say Roku, you know what it is now.
You know what it is.
Yeah.
So it stopped now. What year was that?
Don't give me the line. I don't know. I don't really remember.
It was in the 2000s.
It was maybe
late 2000s.
Let me see. 10, maybe about 2010-ish, maybe.
Okay. Now, why did it stop?
I mean, I guess everybody just had their own thing going on. I was doing my own thing. Keith was doing his own thing. Shelly's doing her own thing. Everybody was just doing their own thing, and it just kind of just fizzled out, I guess. It wasn't like a conversation or anything that anybody like, we're just going to stop doing this. It was just everybody was just doing their own thing. Like, and then, you know, that's how, and it just, you know.
Now, where did that leave you when the show ended?
That was really when I really picked up on the DVDs. I put out 2 DVDs. They were both nominated for DVD of the year. That's when I was going hard with doing shows, doing parties, showcases. I just was going into like my promotion bag basically after that.
Now, after Urban Expression ended, now you in your DVD bag. Was there like a conversation of bringing it back?
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's conversations of bringing it back to this day. It's always conversations like that. Yeah, I mean, everybody says that. You know what I'm saying? So that's what keeps the idea alive. I mean, it's the idea is there. I mean, it may happen. I can't say that it wouldn't.
And you up for it?
I mean, I would be up for it. I mean, if the idea is makes sense, because you don't really need a video show anymore. You can just go on YouTube and watch whatever video you want.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? So if an idea makes sense, then yeah.
Who are some of the artists in the city that you had worked with?
When I was doing the music thing, it was we did the record label called Takeover Records. This was when we had I had Tommy Stars, Bonnie, Reese Man Cackalack. I don't know if a lot of people remember them.
Reese Man Cackalack, I know him.
Oh yeah, of course. So yeah, Reese Man, he's doing this thing right now. He's doing this thing with Young Money D Block right now. We'll get into that though. Shout out to Reese Man. But yeah, so I was working with them. and we had shit on fire. Like we was doing shows all the time. It was crazy. So anyway, here go an untold story for you though. So when I was working with Tommy and there was a point to where we were like we was on so many DVDs, and at that time in that particular era, it was like the grimy era, big t-shirts, keychains on your neck, you know what I'm saying? It was that era. We kind of brung the flash to the DVD era. Chains on, you know what I mean? Tommy with the fur coat, shit like that. And it kind of got the eyes of, you know, a couple popular rappers in the city. And they were going back and forth with a couple people, but the main person, I was interviewing Tommy one time for Miami. This is Miami too. This was my DVD. I interviewed Tommy, and he was talking about different artists in the city. He brung up Quilly. He talked about Quilly. He brung up Hattie. He talked about Hattie, and then Meek Mill came up. I brung up Meek name, and he flagged him off. Like he didn't even want to talk about him. He flagged Meek off. So I guess that made Meek feel some type of way, because I guess he seen that particular interview, and then the very next DVD. This is We Run the Streets. Shout out to my man Ant. Meek was on Rerun the Streets DVD, and he hosted that DVD, and damn near every time they showed Meek coming on there, he brung up Tommy name. Oh yeah, make sure you tell your man Tommy Stars he ain't fucking with me. Tell your man Tommy Stars he ain't fucking with me. Like it was really, you could tell it really bothered him that Tommy just flagged them all. So anyway, yeah, tell him he ain't fucking with me. So it was a friendly battle. Tommy then came out with a diss song. It was dissing I don't want to bring up the one person name, but it was dissing this person and Meek at the time. And the song was so crazy. You know, I don't know if you know DJ Big Mike. He's very popular mixtape DJ. He randomly called me up. I don't even know how he found my number. I got my number. He randomly called me up, was like, yo, that guy Tommy, I need to meet him. Like, cause the song that he did, this song was to the T-Pain Bartender beat. So when Big Mike heard the song, he was like, yo, I've never heard an artist, you know what I mean, like do what you did on that kind of record and it would be a diss song. Like I've never heard anything like this before. So it was that dope. So that was a random person that called me. So Tommy started working with Big Mike right after that situation, after that song came out. So, but anyway, so the Meek, so randomly, that song come out. Within that same week, that song come out. I randomly, 12 o'clock at night, I get a phone call, which is not out of the ordinary. My phone used to ring all throughout the DVD era. So I'm answering. I'm like, yeah, hello? He's like, yeah, this Rock. I'm like, yeah. He's like, yeah, this is me. I need to get on the phone with your man Tommy. And I was like, all right. So I called Tommy up on the three-way. Tommy was like, I told Tommy, like, yo, Meek is on the other line. He was like, what? I'm like, yeah, Meek on the other line. He want to talk to you. So I click over, and he was like, yo, that song you just dropped, that shit is a fucking flamer. You know what I'm saying? The song was so hot. I'm telling you, the song was so hot that the person he's dissing in the song had to call him and tell him how hot the song was. So when he seen that how hot the song was, it literally, he was like, yo, we can't be beefing, we can't be dissing each other. You know what I mean? If you got any more songs, don't drop them Jones and da-da-da-da-da. We can get in the studio and blah, blah, blah. So we like, all right, cool, yeah. So it totally disarmed Tommy at the time. So he was not ready to drop any other diss records. And I'm gonna tell you, The next song he was about to drop was going to be even crazier than the first one. But I'm guessing Meek must have felt that in his bones because he waved the white flag immediately. He was like, nah, we not even going to go here. We not doing this, whatever. So, but it didn't really hit me what happened until a couple years later. And I'm like, yo, Meek kind of fucked the moment up. He fucked Tommy's moment up because we never end up doing the song. We never got into the studio. Meek started going here, you know what I mean, at the In My Bag. He getting signed, he doing all of that. And I'm like, yo, he really just had to put that call in because it was going to fuck up his momentum. And we basically helped him. So, yeah, that's the story right there with the rap era.
Tommy Starr, man.
Tommy Starr.
Where's Tommy?
Right. Tommy is doing production now. Tommy is one of the nicest videographers on the planet. And I don't even know how he got this nice. But the thing is, he's an artist. So when you are an artist, you got that eye. You know how things are supposed to look. So him having that, it just, he crazy with that right now. And he still does the writing thing and all of that. And yeah, he's still a creative brain.
Now, wasn't it a time that you started rapping?
Yes.
And you were still going by Rocstar P, correct?
Yes. I mean, it was just an itch. It's not like something that I really, I want to be a rapper. It was just something that I'm around it all the time. And I mean, I just got the itch for it. I just had to get it out my system real fast. So. And
you dropped a mixtape.
I didn't drop a mixtape. I dropped like maybe 2 or 3 songs.
2 or 3 songs?
Yeah. And one of them got to World Star and all of that. So after I was on World Star with my first like real record, I was like, hey, I'm good now. I'm cool. I'm good. I don't even do this shit no more. I'm all right.
Oh, so we in this era of podcasts. Everybody and their mama got a podcast. Mm-hmm. And obviously you grew up on TV. Mm-hmm. Is podcast something that you trying to do?
Yeah, like I said, everything gotta be right because the stuff that people are doing now, even what from Instagram, TikToks with skits and stuff like that, everything that everybody's doing, we literally did 20 years ago.
Right.
We did all of that, like this podcast and stuff, and as long as it's different, as long as it makes sense, I want to do it. As long as it makes sense. I don't want to just sit in front of the camera and just start talking, about random stuff. But if it makes sense, I'll do it.
And with that being said, would you be up for like doing your own podcast or bringing like other people along?
No, I definitely bring other people along. That's like what I'm on right now. Like I kind of fell back a little bit and I got like people that's out there doing things that I used to do. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you go ahead and do that. You host that. I ain't gonna host it, but I got somebody that can host it for you, like stuff like that. I love to bring those people together and we just do something dope real quick.
City Council.
Mm-hmm.
I see you guys was honored.
Mm-hmm.
Was that last year, correct? 2024?
The one where Urban Xpression was honored, I think that was like 3 years ago.
3 years ago?
Mm-hmm.
What was you guys honored for?
For the service that we put into the city. Though we got our flowers later on, they still gave us our flowers. You know what I'm saying? All of the stuff that we did for the city, all of the people that we put on for the city, it was just being recognized at that time. And we definitely appreciate the city of Philadelphia for that.
Now, being in this entertainment business, you could be a person that stand your ground, or you could be a person that never say no to nothing. Mm-hmm. Have you ran into those type of situations where you feel like you saying yes to everything? Yeah, I'll do that. Yeah, I'll do this.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, people would take advantage of you all day if you let them. But I'm always been an advocate on not chasing money anyway. I'll chase the opportunity. I still want to get paid. Don't get me wrong. I'm going to get paid. I mean, but I would take less if I know that's an opportunity that I really want. You know what I'm saying? But don't let nobody take advantage of you, because the first time you let them do it, they're going to try to do it all the time. And that shit starts to spread around like, oh, yeah, he'll do it for the low. Just get him to do it. Like, nah, we ain't even going to start that.
Now, in the city of Philadelphia, man, a lot changed, you know, from the time that, you know, you were running around with Urban Xpression versus now. Mm-hmm. Do you see the dynamics of the shift far as the culture here?
The shift, the culture definitely changed. Like, you talking about far as like the music scene or something like that?
The music, the streets, mm-hmm. You know, things changed because once upon a time we had the Greek picnics and things like that.
I was just talking about this to my man. And it sounds wild now, but it wasn't wild then. But it sounds wild as shit now. We had actual nightclubs for teenagers. Like a nightclub. This shit don't close till 12, 1 o'clock. You know what I mean? Like
wild dances.
13-year-olds, 14-year-olds is literally leaving the house at 8 o'clock to go to a party and getting back home at 1 in the morning, like from a party. Like, you can't do that shit no more.
Nah, you can't. And you was in the era, remember they had the party line.
Yeah, the party line.
The party line. That was the first Catfish.
Party line was like the first like MySpace and all that. Like, yeah. That's why we know how to talk now. That's why we know how to communicate now. Because you had to know how to communicate back then. Because there wasn't no text messaging. It wasn't MySpace where you DMing people and all of that. It was, I had to talk to you. And if you didn't know how to communicate, then you just wasn't talking to no girls back then.
That's a fact. Now, versus then and now, do you feel like artists should still have a street team, like putting up the posters?
Oh yeah, for sure.
That's still important.
Yeah, you gotta. It starts off in the streets, especially when you're doing everything mainstream. Only finds out what's hot from the streets. They go to the streets to find out what's hot. So that's why having a street team and putting shit in the streets will always be important.
How you feel about the artists today?
You a Philly artists?
Just in general.
I mean, they got their own thing going on right now. You know what I'm saying? They got their own thing. I mean, I think there's more originality now. Back then, it was more of a one-sided thing. It was more of the grimy era, the era. Now you got the trap. Now you got niggas, the dance hip era. Like, it's a bunch of different things going on now. You don't just have to listen to one sound. Like back then, it was you either listening to Cassidy or you listening to a Beanie Siegel or you listening to State Property. It was like one type of sound that you was listening to. Now you got options.
You definitely got a lot of options, but are some of the options good for the ears?
I mean, of course not, but at least you got options. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to listen to anything, but at least you have the option to.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't want to listen to this street shit right now. Maybe I do want to shake my hips. I don't know. But you got the option to do it now.
Now I see throughout the course of the years, man, do you get your stuff like tailor-made and stuff like that? Your jackets, your blazers?
The blazers, yeah. The blazers, okay. when I that's only for like the bigger shows. You know what I'm saying? Huh?
Who do your blazers?
What you
like design?
Oh no. I normally just I buy the blazer, but then I make sure it's tailored fit for me. But I don't get it custom made though.
Okay. So you just buy right off the rack.
Yeah, right off the rack. Yeah.
Okay, because I see when you do the events, P is it look like you get them, custom made. Mm-hmm. And then then you do the haircut thing. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So is you a person that reinvents yourself?
All the time. And then when you book me, I know you're booking the whole package. You know what I'm saying? So if you want if you're getting the host, I'm gonna give you the whole host experience. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give you the look. I remember one time it just stuck in my head when I did the TLA. Keith from up the block had a show down the street on South Street. He couldn't stay. He just stayed at the very beginning real quick. Then he left, and he called me the next day, and he was like, "Yo, as soon as you came out and I seen your outfit, I said, oh, he good," and I left. You know what I'm saying? Like he ain't even had to see nothing else. He like, oh, he got it, he cool, and he left. So from that day on, I just knew. I'm like, yeah, that the outfit means a lot. So. I just kept that in my brain and make sure I'm fresh every time.
Now, recently, I just asked this question to another guest, and I'm gonna ask you the same question. We just, experienced a plane crash,
right.
On Cottman Avenue,
right.
Philadelphia. Where was you at that time?
I was home.
You was home?
Yeah, I was home.
You got the news like everybody else through
social media? Yeah, I got the news
media?
like, yep. Mm-hmm. I got the news right on Instagram. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, you know what I mean? Matter of fact, no. That's not how I got the news. I got the news from my brother. My brother texted me. It was like, yo, I was just at Cottman 10 minutes ago. You know what I'm saying? He just drove by there. He's like, oh, just at Cottman 10 minutes ago. I just missed it. I'm like, just missed what? And he told me the plane crash. I'm like, plane crash? Then I went to Instagram and started looking at everything, and that's how I seen it.
Now, did that bring in any type of fear of flying?
The funny thing is, the reason that you're asking, my pop was actually supposed to be going to Puerto Rico in a couple months, and he ain't even feeling that no more. You know what I'm saying? He's like, I don't know about all that. So, but me personally, I probably still fly a couple times. I still fly, but I don't think the fear like got in me that much yet.
Cause that was kind of awkward, man. It was unnormal for a plane that in Philly.
I mean, it's an unnormal period since that's like the second plane crash in 2 days, and knowing that flying is supposed to be the safest way to travel. And then you got 2 plane crashes in 2 straight days, and one in D.C. The helicopter hit the plane.
Right.
And then right after that, it was the Philly joint. And then after that, it was a joint in Philly where the wing caught on fire. They couldn't even get into the air. This was all happening.
Wait a minute. That was on social media.
Yeah. This is all
in Philly?
Yeah, no, that was in Houston.
Houston, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
That was in Houston. But all of this stuff is happening within, a couple of days of each other. So
that's weird.
Is it weird? Or is it orchestrated? I'm gonna ask you something. Say, I'm about to bring some untold.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I said no. Remember when there were signs of drones being flown in Jersey,
right,
and in Philly, and the places where they were seeing the drones was in the Northeast. I don't want to sound like a conspiracy theorist, but I'm just putting everything together. The drones was found in the Northeast of Philly. And they said, the government said, oh yeah, that's just the military out testing something, looking for something, or whatever answer they was given. So I'm guessing maybe they got intelligence that something was going to happen in that area. They didn't know what was going to happen, when it was going to happen, but they just had the drones flying around trying to see if they could find something, and then a couple weeks later, the plane comes down in that same area. It's kind of weird to me.
That is weird.
I'm not saying that anything has a correlation with each other. I'm not trying to sound like a conspiracy theorist, but I'm just saying all that shit is weird.
It is weird. I don't know why the drones. All right, I'm gonna take it that someone was trying to test out some drones, not in a specific area. But I'm going to say they was trying to test it out. But what you're saying is put 2 and 2 together. Can you match it up?
Those drones is definitely a military thing. That was a military. Okay. That was definitely a military thing. Why they had to do it, I don't know. You got to ask them. But I'm just putting 2 to 2 together. Why are those drones in that same area where a plane comes down at? So
that plane crash actually, it actually hit. Well, the debris it had hit a child. The child is in.
Yeah, right. The 10-year-old. Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard he's doing way better now. Real good.
Yeah, man. You know, just that install of fear,
Right.
is kind of crazy.
But the thing is, that's the thing. That lets you can't just have the fear of flying because it was people that was in their house that house caught fire.
Right.
So you could be home and something can happen to you. So you can't really walk around with that fear because something can happen in your own house.
Right.
You see, he was just walking down the street and got something caught in his head.
Now, wasn't that the same area about a year or two ago where the bridge it collapsed?
It's not far from there. That was it's on the other side. That's on the other side of the boulevard. That was more where 95 is at.
Okay.
With that bridge situation, but it was the northeast though.
Oh man, so it's not safe to go up northeast right now.
I mean, hey. Hey, I don't know, man. I ain't trying to start nothing. Hey, I'm not even saying that I'm right. I'm just saying I'm just putting 2 to 2 together over here.
Right. Eagles.
Yes, sir.
They going to the Super Bowl?
Yes, they is. Yes, they are.
Are you a true Eagles fan?
I'm a true Eagles fan. I was born into it. My partner had season tickets my whole life. I'm a tailgater, always having parties. Like, yeah, I'm a big Eagles fan.
Win, lose, or draw?
Win, lose, or draw. Win, lose, or draw.
Remember Randall Cunningham?
That was when I first started getting into it.
Okay. So you more Donovan McNabb?
I'm a Donovan McNabb, Brian Westbrook guy.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
That's when it really started for me.
Okay. During the last game, you know, the city, you know, they showed up when they showed out, man. And it was a kid that actually climbed up the pole.
And fell off. Yeah.
It fell off.
The 18-year-old. Mm-hmm.
Oh man. Like the go out in that manner is crazy.
Crazy. Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Was he from Philly?
I'm not sure. The thing is, I did see a special on him, but I forgot where they said he was from, though.
Rest in peace to that guy, man. Obviously, he was a true Eagles fan, and he was, you know, in the moment. The Eagles is seeing a lot of shine, not just by them being themselves, but we got a artist / movie star by the name of Gilly the Kid. And he's like the advocate for the Eagles right now.
He's the official ambassador right now.
Yeah, he's making it cool to be an Eagles fan.
Nah, and that's exactly what it is. Like, people are like, I want that. You know what I mean? I want to be that happy for my team. Like, yeah, he's making it super lit to be an Eagles fan
now,
right
did you
now.
do the Gilly dance shot?
I didn't do the Gilly dance shit. I didn't do the Gilly dance.
Man.
But if they win, I ain't gonna have no choice but to do the Gilly dance all day in the streets. I'm gonna be in the streets doing that. Trust me, you gonna see it.
You going to the Super Bowl?
You know what's crazy? My man just asked me yesterday if I wanted to drive down that joint.
It's gonna be crazy.
It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy.
So
I'm still thinking about it. It's gonna probably be a last minute thing if I do go. But if they win, I want that love here. Like, I want to feel that shit here. Like, I want to go down Broad Street as soon as they win and like be around my folks. So
no. They win. I'm not gonna be nowhere near Philly. I'm gonna be on the outskirts. This city is gonna be tore up.
Go crazy.
Remember when the Phillies, they won the World Series? They tore the city up for 2 days.
Yeah, they tore it up when we won the last Super Bowl.
No, I'm not gonna be nowhere near here. It's gonna be more people dying off of a pole.
Well, I mean, you can blame Gilly for that, because Gilly got this nigga super lit right now. Like, he got niggas on go right now. Like, he got people who not even Eagle fan, like, fucking, I'm gonna be an Eagle fan right now.
He got everybody wearing green. We looking at the Eagles game just to see Gilly there.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, he's
our Taylor Swift.
Right.
Right.
Then he just actually, I just
He
seen a
just
post.
he just asked Taylor to join the challenge because Taylor Swift is actually an Eagles fan, but you know she's dating somebody on the Chiefs, so she gotta hide her Eagles soul right now.
She's from Pennsylvania.
Yeah, she's from PA, and she's been a diehard Eagles fan down there her whole life. So
Right. Right. How do you feel about the music scene in Philadelphia?
I don't know, cause it's a lot going on right now, but like back then, back in the 2000s, it was like we had our own industry here. Like I don't know how they explain it, but we just had our own everything. Like we had our own celebrities. Like our rappers here were like they can do shows here, like, and we cared about them. Like we cared about the Joey Jihads. We cared about Quilly Mills. Like these niggas was able to get booked. You know what I mean? Because we had our own industry within the city. So it's different now. It's a little bit more. Music based, song based instead of talent based, and you know what I mean. Before they wanted to know about your buzz, what you've been doing, like your grind and all that. Now you just need a hot song real quick, and you know what I mean. They can do something with you real quick.
Now, do you feel like the artists, you know, do they actually need the labels, the radio stations? And
Nah, they don't need it at all. I mean, the label ain't nothing but a bank. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I can't say you don't need them because you might need that upfront money real quick to really do what you need to do. But if money is not an issue, it's people that got the money and still think they need the label. If money is not an issue, you don't need no label. Like you don't need a label at all. Like they
might want that advance. You know,
that's what I'm saying. If money is not the issue, then you don't need the label. But that's what I'm saying. If you need the money and you need that money to get you off the ground, and yeah, then you probably would need them.
Is it a such thing, or is it a conspiracy theory of Illuminati?
I don't think there's an actual club that they go to and do all of it. I don't think that. There is a I think it's just a bunch. How can I explain it without sounding wild? They clicked up. Everybody's clicked up. It's a bunch of clicks, and just like when Kendrick was talking about Drake, like, why is you over there with them? They playing with noses and playing with kids, like, you know what I mean? But if that's the type of shit that you into, that's the type of clique that you gonna be running around with. So I think it's all about clicks, because everybody knows what everybody's into in the industry. There's nobody talks about it. That's why certain people don't want to be around other certain people. Like, nah, they getting into that over there. I'm cool. Like Dame Dash had told a story about when I think like Young Guns or somebody like that was like writing for Diddy. He ain't say why that he wanted to go to the studio with him, but years later he's like, I know it was a bunch of weird shit going on over there, and I ain't want my young boys, you know what I mean, getting involved in none of that. So like I said, it's all clicky, you know what I'm saying? As soon as you say a certain person's name, you be like, I already know what y'all getting into over there. So I don't think it's really like an Illuminati. It's just all clicks.
You feel like today's artists need artist development?
I mean, yeah, of course. I mean, everybody's not ready. I mean, everybody, just because you got a hot song don't mean you're ready to deal with the media. It don't mean you're ready to deal with fans. Like, for instance, when Nardo Wick, he had a fan come up to him trying to take a picture with him or something like that, and one of his friends, like, knocked him out. He hit his head on the ground, and he broke his skull and all of this. But media training would have made sure Nardo Wick would have never been in that kind of situation in the first place. He would have made sure his friends would have known not to do certain things, not to, you know what I mean, not to not to touch fans. Like, you know what I mean? That all comes from media training. Like, you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't go here, you can't go there. If you find yourself in this kind of situation, you got to do this. So they don't be knowing. They just be straight off the street with a hot song, and they just put them out into the public and wondering why they always getting in trouble.
With the artists, do you feel like the direction of bring all my homeboys along?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? We gonna do this together. Do you feel like it should be like a cutoff, like when an artist gets signed and it gets to a certain statue of of fame, where you start shifting your circle?
I mean, really, the thing is, the industry is scary. And you don't know how scary the industry is until you actually get in the industry and you see why a lot of artists move the way they move and why they talk the way they talk. You don't really know it until you actually in it. The 100 people around you, the 20, 30 people around you is kind of like, it just brings you comfort. It makes you feel comfortable. I'm around a bunch of people that I know gonna have my back. But eventually, it gets to the point to where you notice I can't afford having these people around me all the time. Everybody, right. I gotta pay for hotels for all these people. I gotta pay for when I go to dinner. Everybody's looking at me to pay for dinner. I gotta pay for travel for all these people. So eventually, money wise, it doesn't make sense. But it really comes from a comfort thing. They just want to be around a bunch of people that they know gonna have their back.
Female rapper. Sukana, am I saying her name?
Sukiana.
Mm-hmm. She just put out a video on social media saying that she's giving up rap. She sold her soul and things like that.
Mm-hmm. Delaware's own, by the way, too. So
Right. And so she looked at a little frightening in that video, like she seen something or she been through something, mm-hmm. and she don't want no parts of it. Do you believe that a lot of artists sell their souls, to get on?
Yeah, of course.
And what that look like? I
mean, that's selling your soul. When people say selling your soul, they really thinking you about to do a ritual and your soul's coming out your body and they having like an exorcist moment. Like, selling your soul is basically you doing something you know for a fact it's going to be hard for you to look yourself in the mirror later. That's what selling your soul is. You know what I mean? And a lot of people get put in that predicament, and at the time they don't think about it till they get older and realize, like, yeah, that was fucked up. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's really what selling your soul is doing some shit that you can't look at yourself in the mirror for.
There's a lot of rappers, a lot of artists, point blank period, that's that's out here that would take those chances. Mm-hmm. Knowing that it will compromise them into doing something they wouldn't traditionally do. Mm-hmm. Why is that?
Well, that's because they're around artists and celebrities that they grew up watching, that they grew up being fans of, and they see that they into it. Whatever it is, what you're talking about. They see that they into it. They say, all right, well, I guess that's just the thing. I guess that's what we do. Once we get to a certain level, that's just what it is. And you think that, and then you realize, and then it gets to the point to where you realize, oh shit, everybody ain't into this. I thought it was like that, but it's not like that. There's some people out here that really didn't sell their soul. And that shit starts to fuck with you a little bit.
Diddy is locked up. Right? He got a court case coming up in March.
Right.
Do you believe that he'll be home?
He ain't coming home. He don't only, I think he like the first person in history to have a RICO, and it's just him. RICO is supposed to be a gang of people. It's just him. You know what I'm saying? Like, that man ain't coming home. They doing everything in their power to keep that man where he at.
His kids, they're quiet now. Mm-hmm. Before they was on the scene and they was doing their thing, music-wise, TV-wise, and, just everyone that's on his side is, is very, very quiet. How do you, if you was in that situation, how would you feel? Especially if you know that certain things is not true.
If I was the child, or
Right,
if
you was
Diddy,
the child.
If I was the child,
And that's your dad, you know what I mean?
that's the thing. They know everything that's going on. It ain't no secrets. Like, they know everything that's going on. So, nobody wants to see they pop going through, you know what I mean? We're going through that. And it's even harder knowing that your pop is going through it and seeing everybody that your pop was doing the shit with is this quiet, hiding, acting like they ain't got nothing to do with nothing. That probably bothers them more than anything.
Artists lost their mystique. Once upon a time, you really couldn't see an artist in public. And when you did see an artist in public, it was like, oh, wow, gotta get an autograph.
Everybody lost their mystique. So all celebrities, athletes, everybody lost their mystique.
Why you think that?
Like you said, social media. They see too much now. I see too much of you. Before, the mystique comes from mystery. If there's no mystery, there's no mystique. I want to be guessing what you're doing. I wonder where he's at right now. I wonder what they're doing right now. I wonder what da-da-da-da-da. Like, that's where the mystique comes from. If I know everything that's happening, there's no mystique anymore.
Who's your favorite R&B singer today?
R&B singer. I like Bryson Tiller. Even though he ain't dropped nothing new lately.
He got a little bop.
Yeah.
I like
I like Bryson Tiller.
Any females like SZA, Summer Walker?
Females I listen to right now. Yeah, I listen to a little bit of SZA. No, I listen to more Summer Walker than SZA. It's not like I'm not a big R&B guy now. I'm an oldies guy. Like, if I'm going to listen to R&B, it's definitely going to be oldies. It's probably not going to be nothing now.
Oldies guy.
Super oldies guy. Like, extreme oldies guy. Like,
we talking about OJs, The Whispers,
OJs, Whispers, Temptations, Phyllis Hyman, and all of them people. Like, Stephanie Mills. Like, I'm into that.
We have a record label. What's that? Philadelphia International. I wonder why they didn't, they haven't been like a Motown of Philadelphia.
I don't think people forget how much music came from Philadelphia. Like, you know how many artists really came from Philadelphia? If you really think about it, like, even just back then, you had the Patti LaBelle, you had Kenny Gamble and them, you had Blue Magic, you had Tenny Pendergrass.
What's my guy? Donnie Hathaway.
You had a lot of people, and a lot of music came from there, and we don't get the recognition that we like. I think Thriller. I think Michael Jackson did a lot of Thriller here in Philly. With is either Thriller. What's the album right after Thriller?
It wasn't Bad. No,
it might have been Bad.
Bad was first. Was Bad first?
One or the other. It was one or the other. Either Thriller or Bad. He recorded a lot of that album here in Philly. Cause a lot of the R&B sound from back then came from here. Right. You know what I'm saying? So we don't get a lot of props for that. So I want us to get more flowers as far as music. You know what I'm saying? Cause we brung a lot of that.
As speaking of props, do you feel like you got your proper recognition for the work that you put in throughout the years?
Yeah, I think I did. To this day, people come up to me and still like, "Oh, I remember watching you in jail," and da-da-da-da-da. And from the actual city with the citations from the city, the love I get from the streets. People, I get my just due.
What's one thing that you would have changed? Being on Urban Xpression.
Me personally?
Yeah.
What I would have changed, I probably would have, I would have started building up my contacts sooner. Like when I was younger, I met so many people, but at the time, I'm not sure. I don't know about exchanging numbers, doing this, doing that. You gotta stay in contact with this, that, and the third. I'm young. I ain't worrying about business. I'm letting Shelly handle all the business. You know what I'm saying? So when I got a little older, I kind of do wish that it was a lot of people that I met that I stayed in contact with. So I would definitely change that. I would have stayed in contact with a lot of people that I used to be cool with back in the day.
Do you have any interest in pushing artists?
I did. Sheesh. But look, dealing with artists is a lot. You know what I'm saying? Dealing with artists is a whole lot. You know what I'm saying? They real time consuming. It would have to be the super right artist with the super right situation for me to be like, all right, I don't know, to even think about it. Because they're real time consuming.
Well, you can get them popping because, you've been moving and shaking throughout the whole years.
Yeah, but you know what's funny? You just say how I get the recognition. If I get recognition from that, I put a lot of people on, and I don't get the recognition from them, though. There's a lot of people that I put in different situations, and they just act like, it was something light, or they forget about it. I remember one time I had introduced this artist with somebody that did a lot for them in their career, but they try to act like, oh, I don't even remember how we met. And I'm sitting there like, yeah, you met through me. That's how y'all met. You know what I'm saying? But I'm a humble guy. I don't really get into all of that. But
without saying names, how many people you was a portal, a bridge to, putting them in a situation?
At least maybe in a real actual situation, about 3 or 4 that I put in a real actual situation that they probably would never got into if it wasn't for me. So by about 3 or 4.
About 3 or 4, and they don't show you recognition.
Maybe one of them, but the rest of them, no, they try to act like they don't remember. You know what I mean? It's all good though. It's cool.
P, my last question. What is one thing that no one know about you, but they should?
One thing that nobody know. I'm extremely loyal. Like extremely loyal to the.
I thought we was gonna get him. I thought we was gonna get him.
You thought you was gonna get me?
I thought we was gonna get you.
Well, far as what though? Like let me say. He's like loyal. That's not the answer I'm looking for. Something they may know about me that they don't know. See, I should have thought about that before I came in.
We got him this time.
Hold on, let me think about it. Let me give you a good answer. That they don't know. I guess you can edit this up, right?
Oh, we ain't doing no edits.
They ain't gonna no edits. All right, that's cool. Shit, man, I don't know. Something they don't know about me.
And they should know.
Something they don't know that they should know. I'm not sure, man. I don't know where it really. I don't know. Cause the thing is, as soon as you cut the camera off, I'm gonna go sit in my car and I'm like, oh, I could have said this. Like that's how that shit gonna go.
It's cool. We get everybody every time. Every time, man. But listen, P, man, it was a pleasure, bro. Being
Absolutely.
a part of this show, man. Hopefully we can do this again.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate it.
No
Once
doubt,
again,
no doubt.
Thank y'all for having me, man. Anytime y'all want me up here, I'm here.